What's going on, everybody? It's Pelfrey. Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to go over the dosing, the CoralBox Wi-Fi dosing pump app. So it's available in the App Store on iPhone. There's supposedly an Android app that's out there for it, but the app is called Aquadosing. So basically you will just search for Aquadosing, and this is what the app looks like. So if you see that much, then you know you're going in the right direction. So when you first start up the app, what you're actually going to have to do is connect the Wi-Fi on your phone to the Wi-Fi on the CoralBox doser. I should have started this by saying that the directions that the CoralBox doser comes with are pretty straightforward and pretty helpful. I've read multiple complaints about the Jabo DP4 instructions being horrible. The CoralBox instructions are actually pretty well. So what you have to do is you'll have to connect the Wi-Fi on your device to the Wi-Fi on the CoralBox doser. From there, it's going to ask you for a password. I believe the password is 12345678. From there, you can actually add your doser to your wireless network at home, so that you don't have to connect your device to it each time. You could just connect to your home network, so you can get to it from your phone. You don't have to switch wireless networks back and forth. So basically, once you launch the app and it's added to your network, if it doesn't show up in this list here, what you need to do is hit search again, and all it's going to do is scan your network for the dosing pump. Of course, my dosing pump is here, so all I have to do is tap the button, and this is of course a 4-channel doser, and you have the ability to switch from auto to manual. Basically what you're going to have to do first off is go to manual, and you're going to have to tap, there's one of two things you can do here. You can actually tap the milliliter and give it a value and begin, and it'll start dosing liquids. Or you can swipe this button here and it'll begin dosing liquids, and you actually have to prime the dose excuse me, the doser in each head before you the doser's running right now. It's 7 o'clock, so you'll have to prime each head before you go to calibrate. So what I chose to do is, of course you can see at the top you have channel 1, 2, 3, and 4. What I chose to do was calibrate each head multiple times at 10 milliliters. Basically you're going to hit the 10 milliliter calibrate button, and you're going to give the app the okay to send the signal to the doser, and you're going to take the graduated cylinder that comes with the CoralBox doser and measure how much liquid actually comes out, and then input that into the pop-up box that comes up after the dosing has stopped. And you're just going to go through that for each channel that you're using. So right now I'm using 3 channels. I've already went ahead and configured or calibrated all 4 channels, and I just used roadie water to do this. So it's very simple. I didn't do the 1 milliliter just because I feel like 10 milliliters is going to be more accurate, but I've actually went through and ran the calibration again on 2 nights ago, I think. So I ran the pump for about 3 days, and then I ran calibration on it just to make sure. So this is something that's really cool. In the app you can go to your reservoir level, and you can input how much liquid you have. So there's no way that I know of to track how much has been dosed unless you're using the reservoir section of this as well. Basically all it's doing is each time a pump head is running, it's just subtracting that from the level or the value that you entered to begin with. So I think I entered close to 900 for each dosing container whenever I first set this up, and you can see each day it's gone down. And that's just kind of how I've been tracking it. Now, it's not a surefire way to track it, but this does give you at least a little bit of information versus the DP4 doser. Then you have your timer, and you can go through here. It's in military time, so basically I have it set to dose at 7 a.m. part A, dose at noon for part B, and then dose at 5 for part C. And since I'm just dosing 2 milliliters, I'm just having it run one cycle. And I may adjust this cycle. Dosing is brand new to me, and I was hand dosing at about 7, 5, and 9. So to automate this, I'm doing 7, 12, and 5. But say if you're dosing, dosing 100 milliliters, you can have it dose. You can select as many of these radio buttons as you want, and it'll just dose. Let's say that you select 10 radio buttons. You want to dose 100 milliliters. Well, each time the doser goes off, it's just going to dose 10 milliliters, so on and so forth. So it's very, very easy, and you can break it up pretty easily. In the advanced mode, it's important to have the turn into auto mode when you quit on. And basically what that means is whenever you quit the app, it goes back into automatic mode. So you don't have to switch that back on your own. You can reset the doser from here, and then you can connect. This is actually the radio button that you will connect it to your wireless network. So it's simple. It will search for your wireless network, and hopefully you have a password protected network. It will ask for the password, and then it will connect the doser to your wireless network. So on the set daily dosing button, you can see here I have the amount that is dosed daily for each channel. So the Tropic Moran balling method, you dose each part equally. So at this moment I'm just doing 2 milliliters for each pump. Going to be adding acro power to channel 4, so that'll be probably just 2 milliliters as well. So it's very easy. You just go in here, you change your values, you hit confirm. You can run the pump manually, like I said, by swiping these buttons here over, or you can hit manual and enter a value here. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you put 50 in here, it's going to pump 50 milliliters. And then you just hit begin, and it'll start pumping. And of course, if you go back to auto, this is what the auto is set for. So 2 milliliters, 2 milliliters, 2 milliliters, and it'll show you here that my first dosing container has 878 milliliters in it, and then 876, 879, and so forth. So overall, it's very simple to use. It was a breeze to set up. I know I mentioned in the video that I did on the doser itself that I had to use a syringe to get 2 of the pumps primed. Thankful that I talked to people that have information on this, since it's the first time I set up a doser. But it was very easy to set up. The app's very easy to use. You can only use this when you're on your home network, so this is not something like the Neptune Apex where you can access from anywhere. So that's just something to keep in mind. That's really about it. If you have any questions, please ask them. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. It's a pretty straightforward pump, and we'll see how accurate it is over time. As always, I do appreciate you watching. Like I said, if you have any questions, just leave them below, and I'll see you on the next one.